So our first program partner today is going to be Barbi Jones. Barbi joined the Chamber leading business of Cabarrus as Executive Director in 2016. Noting the importance of workforce development, the Chamber became a founding partner of the Cabarrus County Career Technical Education Advisory Board that Barbi currently chairs. Prior to her work at the Chamber, Barbi was the Chief Communications and Engagement Officer for the United Way Central Carolinas, where she oversaw strategic communications, volunteer engagement, and public community relations. Additionally, she worked for the United Way of Central Carolinas, Cabarrus County, Craven and Company Realtors, and the Habitat for Humanity, Cabarrus County. A native of Durham, North Carolina, she holds a bachelor's in journalism public relations from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. A longtime resident of Concord, Barbi is married to Craig Jones, and they have 2 grown sons and the most adorable dog ever, Eleanor May. Good morning, Barbi. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Daniel. Thanks for having us. We're so happy to be here.
Yes, we are very happy to be in person as much as we can here, even though we have a fantastic group joining us virtually. Could you share with us a little bit more about the Chamber and how you see collaboration with the Cabarrus Center?
Absolutely, I'd be happy to. First of all, I want to thank Steve Morris for his remarks and thank him for the great job that you've done chairing our commission and the work that our current commissioners have done to really drive forth economic development in Cabarrus County. So Steve, thank you very much. The Chamber was actually founded over 70 years ago and has been supporting businesses in Cabarrus County since then. Obviously, like any small business, we have evolved and changed to be able to suit the needs of our members. And we look at our strengths as being we're advocates for small businesses. We work very closely with public policy, with our local, state, federal legislators to make sure that they are informed of the business needs of businesses of all sizes within Cabarrus County. We do a lot on education. A lot of our members are very small businesses who might not have an HR department. They probably don't have a public policy advocate. They need the information and updates in order to help their businesses grow, and so we provide that through webinars and communications. We do a ton of marketing through our website and our social media, and then probably what our chamber is best known for is our networking. Obviously COVID has thrown a little kink in that, or a hitch in your giddy up, as my father would say. So that's been a little rough but we have learned to compensate by using Zoom and other platforms to be able to communicate with our members and make sure that we are, even though you may be feeling alone, you're not alone, you're still part of our chamber. We do business after hours once a month. Usually if we're able to do it in person, we have around 80 to 100 people for that. Cabarrus Connections is a small group networking group, which allows a little more intimate setting, a little more one-on-one, and a chance to get to know people more in depth. And then Women Leading Cabarrus, which is our group that is focusing on women in business in Cabarrus County. And then we do usually 2 very large events, our annual meeting, which is traditionally held in February, and our Brew and Q, which is beer and barbecue, straight up, that's what it is, and networking. And unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have that this year due to COVID, but we are doing a virtual one that is guaranteed to be really great. So the way that the Chamber sees interacting with the Cabarrus Center is to be able to connect all of these resources, connect all of these folks to existing businesses in the community. We know that startup companies need extra support. We are thrilled that the Cabarrus Center will be able to offer that. It's something that the Chamber just has not had the bandwidth or, quite honestly, the knowledge to be able to help. Flywheel coming in is going to fill that gap for our community. We'll help them get integrated and connected. The EDC will help them find a new home in Cabarrus County. So we see that as just being a great partnership. The other partners also have so many resources that the Chamber doesn't necessarily have, but by working together, we feel like we can kind of be a one-stop shop for our businesses of all sizes to be able to grow and just make Cabarrus County better for everyone.
Sounds fantastic. And you do plan to take space in the Cabarrus Center, is that correct?
We absolutely do. We're very excited. We have a lease that expires in December of 2021, and after that we will be co-locating there with our sisters, the Economic Development Council. And one thing by co-locating with the EDC in the same building that we are, we're able to work together on projects a lot, and we can just see that tenfold. Once you come in with all of these folks at the table, the possibilities are unlimited.
Absolutely, and we can do it virtually, but we're looking forward to doing that as we can organically collaborate in the space.
Absolutely.
Speaking of virtual, you have your State of the Region Summit coming up. Could you share a little bit more about the event and how to register for those that want to attend?
Absolutely, would love to. So as I mentioned earlier, education is a huge component of chamber membership. And so a few times a year we offer our State of the Region Summits. And this year we're going to be, we're doing two parts. The first part will be on September 23rd, and it is virtual. You can register at cabarrus.biz. But we're doing three parts of it. The first part are just updates. Where are we with COVID as a community? We're going to have Atrium and Cabarrus Health Alliance talk about, where we are. What is this about a twindemic, I guess is what they're calling it, with the chance of flu? How can we prevent that from coming? What are the things we need to know about as business owners? We'll have an update from the North Carolina Research Campus, which we're a part of today. And then the EDC will be doing kind of follow-ups to today, to what is the Cabarrus Center. And for the folks that aren't on the meeting today, how can they get involved with that? We'll have a second section that's going to be a General Assembly candidate forum. We have 2 House seats in the General Assembly and a Senate seat that are up, and we're going to have the incumbents and the challengers to talk through their platforms for that. And then we'll end the session with lessons learned from COVID. What is it that we need to have learned from this, and how do we make how have some of our businesses pivoted to be able to grow their businesses actually during this time, and how can what they've learned help other people? So that'll be the first session in September. We'll follow up with another one in November that will be an election recap, as well as a deep dive into transportation and infrastructure.
Well, I'm excited to register for that and get to learn more. I really am looking forward to having everyone in this space. We have a short time with each individual organization today, but just to give everyone a heads up, we will have this networking portion at the end where you can visit with Barbi at her table specifically to be able to chat a little bit more and go in depth about any questions that you have about the chamber. So Barbi, thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, again, make sure to click on the individual virtual business cards, and you'll be able to see contact information as well. So we'll go through each program partner, but just to give you a little idea that you won't, this isn't all you'll hear from Barbi today. You'll be able to visit her at a table, and you'll be able to reach out to her afterwards. So thank you, Barbi.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely.